Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I don't know. It's been a while since I've recorded one of these little vidges. But a guy that I know, let's call him the Guru. I happened to randomly see him last night at a meeting, right? And it was pretty cool. Been, stressed and dealing with stuff and life and, trying to get better at it, but I'm not the best at it yet. I can admit that. And it was just one of those things. He was like, you know what you should do, right? I know this dude, real motivational guy. He always really records his little videos. I think you should watch some of them, right? And then before he left, we were getting the meeting started. He was like, hey man, keep your head up. So, I did. And I'm leaving work right now, getting out a little bit, I won't say a little bit early, about my regular time. But, what's cool about that, right, is it's raining. And it reminded me of something. Two things, two big things. Two kind of aha moments, right? One is that, sometimes we lose track of just who we are, what we're capable of, and that's no good. What we do, we lose track of stuff like that, and we got to be reminded every once in a while just who the hell we are, right? Or what we are capable of. And then the other thing was with the rain, right? If I look in my rearview mirror, it's gray and bleak, it's miserable, but I'm driving ahead and it's clear skies on my way to go pick up my son. Now, yes, I know right now, as long as I keep driving the direction I'm going, I'm gonna drive through, I'm gonna get through it. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep driving. And it reminded me of a couple things. One of them was, I remember we were younger. Me, my dad, and my sister were driving. I want to say we were driving through Texas. Or somewhere in that Tornado Alley region of the country. I don't know if y'all have ever driven through Tornado Alley, but it gets its name for a reason, right? There's more touchdown farm tornadoes there than anywhere else in the world, right? And the thunderstorms there are something to behold. We're driving and it's coming down and it's dark outside and you can barely see. And I mean, it is pouring rain. And, to the point me and my sister were legit scared. But my dad, he knows who he is. He knows what he can do, what he can't do. He was like, I'm going to keep driving. Well, I know, Dad, we need to pull over on the side of the road. You can't see. I'm scared. And I'm like, he's like, no, I'm going to keep going until we get through this. And you might see where I'm going with this, right? But we keep going. He's like, no, I'm going to keep going. That's the end of it. We're going to keep going. Now, the kid at the time, I'm like, oh my God, no. But he did. And until we got to maybe I think it was a hotel. But it was a good while that we drove to get clear of this, right? And we're at the hotel, we're listening to the radio, and he tells me, and we hear the radio, and we hear on the radio that a tornado had just touched down on the strip of highway where we wanted my dad to stop. So if he would have stopped, he would have got hit by a tornado. And that's, at the time, be like, wow, that's lucky we go through. That's a good thing we didn't stop. Now that I'm a little bit older, I can apply that same thing, that same life lesson in a bit different way now, right? Now I look at it as I'm driving, and as I'm driving, I'm getting clear of the storm, right? If I apply that to my life in general, I can look at it as, if I keep doing what I know I need to be doing, and I just keep going, And I keep pushing through the storm. And I don't forget who I am. And sometimes, yes, I have to be reminded of just who I am. But I keep doing what I know I can do, performing to the best of my abilities and not giving up. I'm going to get through that storm. Right? I can look back on that and be like, man, I'm glad I didn't stop. Glad I didn't quit. Because if I stay where I'm at, a tornado will touch down and it will tear me to shreds, and I will not survive that force of nature. Now, in this scenario, that force of nature, yes, it is me, it is myself, but it is still there, right? What do they say? No matter where I go, there you'll be, or there I'll be, something like that. So I just gotta keep trusting in myself, my abilities, the network of friends and people that I've built around me at this point now, because I've made good friends, and I'll be okay. Yes, is it going to be stormy and rainy and not always great? Of course it will, because there's this other thing with this little drive of just driving down the road that I can apply to my life, right? Is now, I'm going to go pick up my son, and we're going to head back home. What's funny is, heading back home is heading in the direction where the storm's at, right? And I can look at it as, I gotta go back through this. But I'm going in a different direction now. And when I get there, it is a safe place, my home, right? And what is that now to me? The people I have around me. That's my safe place. That's my home. So yes, I'm going to have to go back through some stuff. I'll have to go through things. We're always going to have to deal with life. You know, and sometimes life throws a storm at you. But if you just keep persevering and doing what you know is the next right thing to do, well then, you'll be good. Right? As long as you don't give up on yourself and, shortchange yourself, you'll be amazed at what can happen. You know what I mean? Be amazed at the beauty and the great things that be around you. And sometimes you have to seek shelter in your home, in your safe place. And sometimes you just gotta trust who the fuck you are and your abilities, and know that, yep, I'm a goddamn badass. Because, like I've always said, if you're my friend and somehow hold close to me, you're a goddamn badass. Most of us, if not all of us, have been through some shit. Maybe it's to varying degrees, but what's hard for me is easy for someone else, and what's easy for me is hard for someone else. I have to just know that. So, it's a beautiful day. I love all you crazy people. I'm tired. I'm starting to look a little fluffy again. That's fine. I like it. And yeah, don't forget, take away from this, keep pushing, don't give up, and never forget who the fuck you are, right? I love you guys. Have a good evening.